Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking your curiosity on a pretty fascinating journey, I think,
We definitely are.
right into the heart of something delicious, something that really represents our state's history, especially, right here in Sioux Falls.
That's right. For this deep dive, we've kind of pulled together our research, but also just our own experiences living here in the community. We really want to uncover the layers, the stories behind a local favorite.
Yeah, exactly. So our mission today, understand how, a fairly simple dessert became such a big symbol for South Dakota. And what does that tell us about our heritage, our community bonds, even how we get together right here in town? Get ready for some sweet surprises, folks.
Definitely some sweet stuff ahead.
Okay, so let's just dive right in. We're talking about something called kuchen. First off, what is it? And maybe the bigger question, how do you say it? Because I've heard a few different ways.
Huh, you're not wrong there. Okay, so the word itself is German. It just means cake. Pretty straightforward.
Okay, cake, got it.
But the pronunciation in English, yeah, that gets tricky. In British English, you might hear Shrashsaren. That ooh is like in blue. And the shike, it's soft, almost like the ch in the Scottish word loch.
Loch. Okay, different.
But here, in American English, it's usually more like shoshors, Karen. Still that blue sound for the ooh, but a hard K sound for the sh, kuchen.
Kuchen. That sounds more familiar.
Right. And then just to add another layer, the German-Russian immigrants, the folks who brought it here to the Dakotas, they often pronounced it a little differently too, kind of softer, more like K-O-Gen.
K-O-Gen.
Wow.
It really shows how language shifts and blends when cultures meet.
Absolutely fascinating. All those little nuances for one word. Honestly, I think it's probably easier just to eat it than to worry about saying it perfectly.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
All right, now this is the part that really gets me. How does a dessert, I mean, no matter how tasty it is, become an official state symbol? That sounds like, well, like a process. Oh, it absolutely was. A significant civic effort, actually. So kuchen officially became the state dessert of South Dakota back on March 14th, 2000. That's when Governor William Janklow signed the legislation, House Bill 1229. But it wasn't just, decided out of the blue. There was a real grassroots push behind it.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Who was really driving this? Was it like a tough fight? Or did everyone just say, yeah, kuchen, makes sense?
Well, it actually took some real strategy. Believe it or not, an earlier attempt to get it recognized had failed.
No way.
Yeah. So this time, the Eureka Community Development Company really stepped up. Civic leaders there decided to rally statewide support. They came up with this pretty clever campaign using trivia contests and bake sales. Super effective at getting everybody involved, from lawmakers right down to school children.
School children, too. That's fantastic. So it was really a community thing.
Exactly. It wasn't just about the dessert itself. It was about rallying pride around this shared piece of heritage.
And I heard this great little tidbit. Apparently, during that Eureka campaign, they made these buttons that just said, vote kuchen. Is that right?
That's absolutely true. And the best part, they mailed these buttons to legislators.
Out.
Yep. And get this, many of those envelopes actually arrived with a slice of kuchen tucked inside.
No. You're kidding. That's brilliant. Talk about persuasive mail.
Can you imagine working in the State House mailroom that week? Must have smelled amazing.
Okay, so let's talk heritage. Where did kuchen actually come from? You mentioned German Russians.
Exactly. Its roots trace back to the German-Russian immigrants who homesteaded here in the Dakotas, mostly between the 1870s and 1890s. For them, initially, it was just, a simple family pastry, something enjoyed during coffee time, a little taste of home, a way to connect in this new, sometimes harsh land.
So how did this traditional European coffee cake adapt? I mean, life on the prairie must have been different ingredients available, maybe?
It adapted beautifully, and that's what makes South Dakota kuchen kind of unique. So typically the crust is either yeast-raised, giving it a slightly bready quality, or sometimes a simpler butter short crust, usually baked in a standard pie pan, like 9 or 11 inches.
Okay.
The filling is key. It's an egg custard base, and then you mix in fruit. Often things that grew well here or could be preserved easily, like peaches, prunes, rhubarb, apples, blueberries.
Rhubarb kuchen, classic.
Oh, yeah. And then lots of family recipes add a topping. Sometimes it's a simple cinnamon sugar sprinkle. Other times a sweet crumb streusel, that buttery, crumbly goodness on top.
Love a good streusel.
And how it's eaten has evolved too. It started as Kaffee und Kuchen, coffee and cake time, usually afternoon.
Right.
But now people eat it for breakfast, as a snack, dessert, really any time. Plus, it freezes really well, which is why places can ship it all over the country now. Actually, if you look on the Secretary of State's website, on the state symbols page, they even have an apple kuchen recipe listed as an example.
That's cool. So it's official and they give you homework. I like it. So what I'm hearing is this isn't just about food. It's like a living piece of our community fabric, right? It connects people. It feels very Midwest hospitality, that spirit of sharing.
Absolutely. Spot on. It's way more than just sustenance. You see it playing a huge role in big community festivals and events.
Right.
Think about Schmeckfest down in Freeman. It's this big 2-night heritage festival. They sell like 1,000 buffet tickets each night. And guess what sells out first? Every single time.
Let me guess. Kuchen.
You got it. They sell over 10,000 pieces of kuchen during that one weekend. It's incredible.
10,000. Wow.
Or look at the Kuchen and Harvest Festival in Delmont. That's in September. They have a farm museum there, too. Kuchen sales start at 8:30 in the morning, and they just go until it's gone. And they're innovating, too.
Yeah.
For 2025, they introduced a savory ham and cheese kuchen. Instant sellout. People loved it.
Ham and cheese kuchen. Okay, now I really need to go.
And don't forget Eureka Fest in Eureka, where it all started, in a way. It's a summer festival, really celebrates all those German-Russian foods. Kuchen, front and center.
And of course, you can't talk about community gatherings and food in the Midwest without mentioning church bake sales, right? They must be huge for kuchen.
Oh, absolutely essential. You've got congregations in towns like Volga, here in Sioux Falls, out in Rapid City. They rely on kuchen sales to raise money for mission trips, community projects, all sorts of things. It's so popular, you'll seriously see lines forming at dawn for some of these sales. Like right here in Sioux Falls, the annual craft and bake sale at Atonement Lutheran Church, kuchen is always, always a top seller. It's just this beautiful way that food builds community and supports good causes. It's generosity you can taste.
That's such a great way to put it. Generosity you can taste.
And thinking beyond those community events, kuchen's actually become a part of the local economy, too.
Oh, yeah. Like business is built around it.
Definitely. There are dedicated producers. Pizza's Kuchen Kitchen down in Scotland, South Dakota is a big one. They offer, I think, 19 different flavors now, and they ship all over the state.
19 flavors.
Yep. And then there's Grandma's Kuchen. That's more of a regional brand you might see around. They also ship online, so people who've moved away can still get a taste of home.
That's smart. And I know I've seen it locally, too, right? Not just at bake sales.
For sure. For those of us right here in Sioux Falls, you can often find it in supermarkets like Hy-Vee, usually in the freezer section. Lots of independent bakeries carry it, too. And demand just goes way up during certain times, like Lent and definitely around Christmas. It's really tied into family traditions and holidays for so many folks.
Okay, let's bring it really close to home then. Right here in Sioux Falls. We mentioned Atonement Lutheran's bake sale. But where else does kuchen pop up in our community? Especially thinking about, welcoming people, maybe even in the real estate world.
Ah, that's a great connection. It's definitely woven into our local hospitality scene. You have local families with those German-Russian roots right here in Sioux Falls. They make kuchen not just for big family events like weddings, but guess what? You'll sometimes find it served at real estate open houses.
Really?
At an open house. Yeah. It's this wonderful, distinctive taste of home. Imagine you're new to town, checking out houses, and someone offers you a warm slice of authentic kuchen. It's such a welcoming gesture, very memorable. It says, welcome to the neighborhood in a really tangible way.
That is such a cool, thoughtful touch. I love that. It connects directly to making people feel welcome in our city. And it's not just in homes either, right? I think I heard.
You're probably thinking of the food tours downtown.
Yes.
Exactly. Some of the food tour companies here in Sioux Falls actually include a kuchen stop on their tasting walks. So they're introducing visitors and even locals to this piece of our heritage, again, tying it back to that idea of sharing and local flavor.
That spirit of sharing, a generosity,
Right.
seems so central to this whole story.
It really is. And interestingly, while kuchen itself came with the German-Russian immigrants, that core value it represents, generosity, resonates really deeply with the indigenous culture of this land, too. Specifically, the Dakota and Lakota value of woacheshtanaka. It's a word that means generosity, sharing, caring for one another.
Woacheshtanaka. Wow. So the act of sharing kuchen kind of taps into a value that was already here.
In a way, yes. It's fascinating to see how these different cultural threads weave together. You can actually see it symbolized sometimes. Think about community meals, like at powwows or even church potlucks across South Dakota. It's not unusual to see traditional native fry bread served right alongside slices of kuchen.
Oh, wow. Side by side.
Yeah, it becomes this beautiful, visible symbol of the cultural blending that's happened on the plains. Different traditions, different histories, sharing the same table, building community together.
That's incredibly powerful. Fry bread and kuchen. It really makes you think about how traditions, even from totally different places, can meet and enrich a community, bind people together.
It really does. It raises that question, doesn't it? How do these shared practices, these shared foods, build the unique identity of a place like South Dakota? So, as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, I think the big takeaway is that kuchen is just so much more than custard and crust. It really is edible history. Think about its journey from those immigrant rail cars carrying family recipes to the bustling church kitchens today, funding mission trips, all the way to, e-commerce bakeries shipping it nationwide. This humble pastry, it binds communities, it funds good causes, and it serves as this sweet reminder for South Dakotans and anyone visiting that our heritage is something real, something tangible, something you can taste. It's a story of resilience, adaptation, community, and like we said, that deep generosity.
It really is amazing. It makes you pause and think, doesn't it? What other things around us, maybe things we see every day, hold those same deep connections to history, to community, to generosity? And maybe more personally, what taste of home, what piece of your own heritage or tradition could you share with someone new? Especially someone just moving into our wonderful city of Sioux Falls, looking to feel that Midwest welcome we're so proud of. Something to mull over. Well, thank you so much for joining us again on this journey. We love the fun, the education, and just building this community together here in beautiful Sioux Falls. And hey, don't forget, you can always check us out on social media. Find us at yourseasonedagent.com. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.